Welcome. Thank you for joining us on another spotlight on co-creators for our Community Matters series, where our intention is to highlight community members and their contributions and highlight content that is very engaging for the community. So today we'll be speaking with Raphi. I'm Micah Jefferson. I'm the Growth and Delivery Coordinator, and I'll have Raphi introduce himself.
Yeah, hi. So I'm Raphi. I'm a community member, mostly active in the Telegram chat and some other, involved in some other projects, like the Red Grid Spotlight Week, which was quite recently. Yeah, and I live in Zurich, Switzerland, and I'm trying to build the local community here as well.
Yes, thank you, Raphi. Yes, the work you've done for our project spotlights have been really awesome, and I've really enjoyed seeing you engage with the community.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Cool. So yeah, we'll dive right in to get to learn more about you and why you're so excited to be part of the community and all the good work you do.
Yeah,
So first,
cool.
could you tell us a little bit about your background? You said you live
Yeah,
in
sure.
Switzerland, but yeah, could give us a little bit more detail of what you're doing there.
So basically, it started when I did an education, like really basic in business and economy, um, and then like shortly after that, it never really felt right. You know, the business model, how the economy works, and like the exploitation and everywhere, and the unsustainable nature, pretty much of our whole system, and so that's when I, like in 2010, 11, I think, I stumbled upon the Zeitgeist movement, which had the idea of a resource-based economy. And that's really when it started to click, like what could be different, what is wrong as well with the current system. And that's when I went on this crazy long journey to discover like about money, about the real value in the world, and also got involved in more and more community projects. Yeah, and that's when I heard of Holochain, and it immediately spoke to me on so many levels, like the economic value, and especially like the peer-to-peer self-organized part, and I mean also the whole evolution part that could come of it.
Very cool. Yeah, I know that's what gets a lot of us excited and has brought us in. But could you speak a little bit more specifically to what you're excited about with Holochain and what it
Yeah.
allows us to do, like the capacity it brings?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm most excited about actual peer-to-peer collaboration tools that will support collaboration projects. I'm like in here in Zurich, I'm a member of a cooperative as well, and there we had it really difficult to manage kind of these work groups and to manage the tasks at hand that we need to really build a physical community at some point. And yeah, it's been really challenging with the current tools we have. And I think with Holochain, there is a lot of potential that could help these kind of community projects to work better, more efficiently, and with that to have less frustrated users or members at some point that will leave because they're just don't see anything happening. Yeah,
Cool. Yeah.
and yeah, another part is this, as I mentioned, the digital evolution. That the way that applications are working, like when they expand, that users can actually like bridge them, and developers can bridge between applications. Like the possibilities are crazy. Like with that, I think we can't even start to imagine what can come of that. And yeah, that brings me to the Holochain ecosystem, which is probably what excites me the most about everything. Like the potential it can have for humanity as a whole, when we really manage to show all those different value flows there are and manage the resources we have in an efficient and good way, and not like from a top-down kind of way, like where, because I feel like the top-down approach misses a lot of the potential. So from my community experience or collaborative experience, there is a lot of knowledge and power there, that if you can combine these ideas and the knowledge, like what can come of that is mind-blowing. And that's where I see the potential for Holochain.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, a couple of things that you just spoke about the Holochain ecosystem and sort of that allowing a bridge between so many initiatives and projects that will be built. One thing that is being built on Holochain is Holo, of course. And how do you see Holo working to bridge those communities, to bridge the technology?
Yeah. So yeah, I think one of the core pieces of Holo is that it's really distributed and resilient in a new, unknown way, I think. And what also gets me really excited about Holo is the Holo fuel economics. Like, the design is crazy. So yeah, in my school days and also afterwards, I dealt a little bit with currencies and what's basically wrong with a pure monetary system. And the way Holofuel is actually going about it is amazing. It's very inspiring. Yeah, and obviously with Holo as a bridge between like normal apps and the normal internet users that don't actually need to install anything, that's a tremendous potential there. But I mean, from my perspective, from a community builder, I think maybe Holo is not the main focus of, yeah, even though it still gets me excited.
Yeah, definitely. So could you speak a little bit more to that? Why you chose to get involved with the community, and as opposed to other projects?
Yeah. Whenever I'm getting involved in something, I'm looking a bit for the collaborative spirit, and with Holo, it's Holochain. It's been great, like with the community. Like for one, with the community members, but also with the team members like you, and yeah, also other projects. It's such a supporting each other. It felt really right from the beginning, and I really love also that my humble input is always appreciated and valuable, and that I can really help people to understand this really complex system and the complexity of the ecosystem.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel that as well, and I see a lot of people wanting to contribute, and it's very valuable to have their input heard and integrated into what we're doing. I feel like that's definitely part of exactly what we're building to embody that. So from your perspective, what do you think is important for the success of Holo and Holochain?
Yeah, so I think one of the core pieces is the working product. That once that is out and it's actually proven that it works as advised, that will be one of the core pieces for the success. And then, of course, that it's easy for developers to build applications on it. And I think most importantly, it needs to be easy for the everyday users, that they don't, I mean, from my experience, like when you go to Linux, which is a great platform, a great operating system, but it's just like for me, it's hard, to go into that, and to, even though there are like codes you can copy and paste, and then things are installed, but somehow it never really works. And yeah, for example, what Google does really well is that the user interface is really simple, and you can manage quite well what you want to do. And I think that's one of the core pieces for the success of Holochain. And of course, that I think the bridging between applications from the user perspective, the easier that gets, the more powerful it can become.
Yeah, totally agree with you there. Um, so the next question we have is speaking more to your experience in contributing to the Holo and Holochain community. Has there been any challenges that you've met? Has it been fairly easy? And kind of what have you learned through the process of contributing? And I guess we're really wanting to know: do you feel heard? Do you feel like your input is valued?
Yeah, definitely. So the community is amazing. As I said before, the cooperation with the people in the community itself, the support among ourselves and with the team is amazing. Um, I mean, there have been challenging situations, like always the same basic, boring questions. Some difficult people asking stupid questions or being disrespectful or condescending, even. And yeah, another challenge, really, with me not being employed, is that I still need to focus on that as well, that I don't get sucked fully into the Holochain ecosystem. That's been challenging a bit. Yeah, but I learned a lot, like how to deal with difficult people and situations. I learned a lot about teamwork, especially during the collaboration about the Red Grid Spotlight week. Was really great. And like answering the questions, I actually learn a lot about how the mechanisms of, and for example, of the project itself, of Holochain, how that works, and about the currency as well. And yeah, when someone comes and asks a really good and valuable question that I don't know, then I think about it and I find like a ton of answers popping up. So, oh, it could be like this, could be like that, and then sometimes I need to talk to someone from the team and see like what are you guys doing, and yeah, hopefully it even inspires the team as well to get to develop it in a other way as well.
Yeah, I really think that is essential. That communication across the memories as such of
Yeah,
yeah, the
yeah,
feedback loops are very necessary in the work we're doing.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so what advice would you give others who are coming into the Holochain community, and maybe a few tips on how to interact with the community?
Yeah, so in my experience, the community is really open and really accepting. So as long as you're respectful and willing to learn from, like, it's a really complex project, and we also don't always know the answer, and so what we don't respond well to in the community is like condescending people that think they know everything and all of it, and that they are not willing to listen or learn how it actually works. That's not going together really well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But in my experience, we're really open and welcoming. And even if you are condescending, we try to answer your questions. But there do get sometimes there become heated arguments. But sometimes they also turn out really nice. Like yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I say the really good questions that make us think can definitely give us different perspectives that'll help us all learn together. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
so, so I have a question about your, I guess, your experience with the Holo project. What, is there any difference that you've experienced from, I guess, some of the other projects that you've worked on in the past, or things that you've done personally to what you're doing with the Holo project?
yeah, quite. So it's really, you can feel the excitement of the people involved, the team, and also the community volunteers. Um, you can really feel the depth of the whole project. Like, yeah, I know a lot of people who have been with the project in the community for over a year now, and they still don't understand everything and still need to ask questions themselves. And so, and even myself, I think I understand systems quite well, but some nuance or another I still don't understand. And then when I think about it, like, wow, that's so genius. Yeah. And I love how there always are like philosophical questions coming up in discussions. Like we had a meetup in Zurich, for example, and then at the end there was like this huge philosophical debate. And like even yesterday I went to a company here in Zurich to tell them about Holochain and see like how and if we can work together. And even there, like so it's really nice, the people and ideas behind it. That's been amazing and inspiring on so many levels.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, anytime that I try and explain what we're working on with family or friends or people that I'm meeting for the first time, it's awesome to see their eyes like glaze over at first because they don't understand. You finally explain it the right way. They're like, "Oh, I get it. I get it." So yeah. um,
Yeah, yeah.
so I guess that's leading to our final question of what accomplishments, highlights, or goals would you like to share regarding growing with the expanding community?
Yeah. So one of the highlights, I guess, or accomplishments is that I managed, hopefully, to um, make a lot of people understand Holochain a bit better in the community and get a bit of clarity in what can be quite an overwhelming piece of information. And obviously, what we mentioned before, the Red Grid Spotlight was really amazing to work on, and I will look forward to publishing more videos and interviews about um, the Holochain ecosystem. Like, and then we did the first meetup in Zurich, I think 2 weeks ago, which was amazing. And as I also mentioned, I started to advise at least one company for now, and so I think for me it's just the beginning, to be honest, and I'm very excited about that. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that and excited to see what you create and co-create with us all. So, Raphi, what do you think the community can do to contribute to help expand the ecosystem?
It would really help if you share your ideas about the ecosystem, your visions, what excites you about Holochain, and create an article or a video and share that in the community. That would be really amazing to see and strengthen our interest as well. And maybe we can learn something, get some other perspectives on on your ideas. That would be amazing. And obviously, like if you're a programmer, then start creating apps.
Cool. Thank you, Raphi. Yeah, I definitely encourage that. And we're always happy to feature any contributions, any videos, articles that you guys may create.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just wanted to know if there's any one last message that you wanted to give to the community before we signed off.
Stay strong and much success with all of your projects.
Right. Thank you, Raphi. We appreciate your time and all the energy that you're putting into the work for the community and working with us and getting so much new content out to help people really understand what we're all working on and what potential it is that we can build and create together.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. It's an amazing journey, actually. So yeah,
Right.
I think we're able to grow and like personally and the whole project, and that's just fantastic. Thanks.
Thank you. Take care.